Selamat datang. I'm your host Harith and welcome to Back to My Roots, where we talk about all things heritage and culture. Ever wondered about the origins of the iconic pastel shop houses or the intricate designs on the Singapore Airlines uniforms? Today's episode was all about Peranakan culture. But before we get into it, let's have a little peek at the enchanting world of babas, nyonyas, and delicious sticky kuihs.
Welcome to Katong, the heart of the Peranakan culture in Singapore. The Peranakans pride themselves on their beautiful symphony of Chinese, Malay, and Western cultures. Here in Katong, we can marvel at their centuries-old traditions, from sweet kuihs to intricately designed homeware. Charm at the rows of traditional shop houses and the elegance of the Nyonya Kabaya. So come and be in awe of the rich history of this neighborhood, and you may just be surprised to see the magic it beholds.
Today, I have a very special guest with me who will take us on a deeper dive into Peranakan culture. He's none other than the third generation owner of the popular Peranakan food shop, Kim Chu Kueh Chang, which is located in the heart of Joo Chiat, Mr. Edmund Wong. It's a pleasure to have you here today.
Thank you for having me.
Kim Chu Kueh Chang was first opened in 1945 by Mr. Edmund's late grandmother, Mrs. Kim Chu. Since then, it has been passed down to two generations and evolved into an iconic emblem of the beautiful Peranakan culture. So Mr. Edmund, could you please tell us more about the history of Kim Chu Kueh Chang and what the business means to your family?
Well, the business started off from my grandma having to sell rice dumplings under banyan tree at the cross junction of Joo Chiat Place and Everett Road. Together with her maternal grandma, they started selling it because there's a need for survival. So it wasn't started off as a business. Eventually, it led down to where we are. I'm third generation business owner. We decided that the business shouldn't solely be about a food business. It should showcase the Peranakan culture. It should help more of us appreciate what it means to be Peranakan. And definitely, this continues to be part of our family's pride to ensure that we continue to promote our family's culture.
As Singaporeans, we've seen so many elements of Peranakan in culture in our community, from vibrant kabayas to intricate shop houses, and yet there is so much more history that we may still be unaware of. So what does it really mean to be Peranakan?
Generally, if you translate the word Peranakan to English, it means locally born descendants of foreigners. And if you delve down deeper into understanding what it means to be Peranakan, it's not about the different marriage of races, but largely about the marriage of different cultures. And if we truly embrace this concept, it means that this culture belongs to all of us.
So recently, I've heard that the younger generations are also losing touch with the Peranakan culture. Do you perhaps think that the culture is vanishing?
I would believe that this culture continues to be a living culture. We are still practicing perhaps the modern way of appreciation of the culture, maybe either through food, the way we fashion ourselves, the way we communicate with each other. A culture will only be alive if it's a living culture. It should continue to evolve, right?
So it's not truly gone yet.
No, I don't think it's gone yet, but it takes a lot of effort for our generation to ensure that the next generation will have sufficient space and be curious enough to want to rediscover what makes them unique.
Wow. Thank you, Mr. Edmund, for sharing those insights with us and helping us delve deeper into the Peranakan culture. Now let's move on to the sweeter side of things, where Mr. Edmund will be showing off his skills and teaching us how to make an authentic Nyonya Kueh. What better way is there to truly immerse ourselves in a culture than through the belly and through the heart? We are now here in our set kitchen. So what are we going to be making today, Mr. Edmund?
Well, we will be producing onde onde today.
Wow, that sounds both delicious and heartwarming. So what are the ingredients that we're going to need?
What we prepared here today are the gula melaka balls, and then the ready-made tapioca plus pandan essence dough, right? And lastly, we cannot finish without coating it with the coconut shreds. Very simply, the first step would be to knead a small portion of this dough out. About this size would do. All right. Make sure that you knead it properly first. A thumb to pinch it down. Take a gula ball and then knead it into another ball, covering over the gula. And then you look at my technique as I roll I am pinching the dough. Why do we need to have this technique? Because we don't want to have any gaps or holes where later on when the gula melts, they can have an opportunity to seep out. So just keep it like that, small, round. And once we are ready, we can put it into the pot to cook and boil. Yeah.
Alright. So Nyonya cooking is renowned for its meticulous preparation and use of fresh ingredients. Traditional techniques such as simmering are key to producing authentic and complex flavors.
Yes.
Are we going to be using any of those techniques today?
Well, generally, all these are pre-made for our convenience today, but what I can share is that with the gula melaka, the raw gula melaka, we would use a knife and then we will shred it into fine powdered form versions. And then what we'll do is that we will compress the gula into balls like this and coat it with a layer of rice flour. Why do we have to shred it and make it a ball like that? Because when we put the gula into the dough and we boil it, it's much easier for them to melt. Yeah.
So the dicing just helps it makes to boil faster.
Yes, that's right.
Right. So I've also realized that ingredients such as gula melaka, coconut, and glutinous rice flour are very popular among the different kuehs. Is there a specific reason for that?
Well, mainly because these ingredients are commonly found around this part of the world. Yeah, and particularly in Southeast Asia.
Yeah, I have noticed that actually. So, Mr. Edmund,
Yes.
we currently have got some common misconceptions about Peranakan culture. Could you help us clear them up?
Sure, I'll be glad to do that, yes.
Right. So the first statement, Peranakan culture is a blend of cultures between Chinese and Malays only. Is that, how do you wanna...
Yeah, so this is definitely a misconception. Mainly because the Peranakan culture is not about the marriage of different races. It is largely about the marriage of different cultures. So if we truly understand what it entails, it means that this culture belongs to all of us because you see, purely just by understanding kueh, kueh is a Chinese delicacy. Yeah, it's we call it kueh because it's Chinese dialect, guo. Yeah, and then when our forefathers came down to this part of the world, obviously they couldn't find ingredients from China. They used local ingredients to create the kuehs that they know, and they shared it with the local communities, their business friends. Over a period of time, eating kueh, of different variations of kuehs, is part and parcel of their daily lives. It's more of a lifestyle, and that if we truly understand what it means to be Peranakan, it boils down to understanding that our heritage, our culture, our history, largely is about acceptance more than tolerance. Yes.
So insightful. Alright, so next statement, Peranakan desserts are sugary and unhealthy. How would you like to clear that up?
Well, really, anything that we do or eat, consume over excessively will be bad for us. In the same way, I think what's really important for us to understand is that it's not that it is unhealthy or it's not good for us, but it continues to be part of our way of life. It gives us an opportunity to understand and appreciate how we've come so far together and give us this unique way of appreciating a lifestyle. And eat it in moderation, share it, learn to share and learn to appreciate it together. And that's what we call community spirit, gotong royong.
That's true. Kampong spirit. You guys heard that? Make sure you share the squeeze with your friends.
Right.
Alright, so the third misconception.
Yes.
The sarong kebaya, a traditional attire for Peranakan women, is influenced by Malay and Javanese clothing with European-inspired embroidery. So how do you want to clear that up?
I think there's nothing much I can clear up there, but what you've just shared earlier really justify an understanding that our Peranakan culture is truly a marriage of different cultures. For instance, embroideries are very much of our Chinese culture. Lace materials that we use for kabayas, very largely influenced by the Western culture. Yeah, kabaya, as it's being worn these days and in the past, definitely more Javanese, Indonesian. Yeah. So when you see them coming together, really it's a blend or marriage of different cultures rather than one singular culture dominating the entire narrative. Yes.
So the kabaya is just mainly a blend of cultures from different heritages.
The kabaya signifies a coming out together of different cultures. And very recently in Singapore, not too long ago, I think it was last year or the year before, we together with Thailand, Indonesia, Malaysia and Singapore, we submitted the UNESCO listing for kabaya together.
Oh,
This culture truly belongs to Southeast Asia.
that's true.
And I think in Singapore, we play a very significant role because we are not just one singular culture.
That's true, that's true.
We are multicultural.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So it looks like we've made enough onde-onde.
Very much, yes.
Show us how
Sure.
to
I
cook
mean,
it.
the water is boiling already, so it's good time we remove the lid and start boiling. Very simply, what I do here, just be very careful with it. Just put this in. Okay.
Then how do we know that the onde-onde will be finished?
Yes. So when we know that's done, means that the onde-onde will be floating up right to the surface. And even though it's floating, it's not ready yet. You need to wait for it to make, stabilize. Wait about 5 seconds or so to know whether or not it's ready.
Are the onde-ondes ready?
Oh yes, they're ready. Yes, I think so. Then we can sieve them
What's
out
the
now.
next step? Sieving up.
Yes, that's
Right.
right. The sieving bit is the easiest. Make sure we drip as much water we can from the surface of the onde. Put them
Straight into
here.
the shavings.
Okay. And then the fun part is just to coat them around, coat, roll them around, and they are ready.
So
Yes.
we just have to wait for them to cool down.
Yeah, definitely. You have to wait for them to cool down. If not, you're gonna scar your own mouth. Yeah. Okay, there we go.
Now that the onde-ondes have cooled down, they look ready to eat. Don't these look amazing? So shall we try them?
Sure, please. Bon appetit.
Thank you. It was so good. A perfect burst of gula melaka, a chewy, soft exterior, and the coconut coating adds a subtle nuttiness to it, balancing the sweetness perfectly. It really is beautiful to be able to try authentic cooking
Right.
recipes that have been passed down from generations. Food is not just about the taste, it's also about the stories of people and culture that come along with it. So before we end off, Mr. Edmund, I'd like to ask you, how do you suggest that the future generations of Singaporeans preserve and take pride in their own culture?
Well, I don't think I can share much rather than to suggest that to stay curious and always be ready to rediscover our shared heritage.
Alright, so you heard that. Make sure you stay curious and ask for your parents. Thank you so much, Mr. Edmund, for being here with us today. I've had a really amazing
You're most
time
welcome.
immersing myself in Peranakan culture. And I'm positive our viewers have learned a thing or two. Next time I pick up a Peranakan snack, I'll definitely be savoring the flavors more.
Right.
Once again, I'm Harith, and this has been Back to My Roots.